Loneliness is when we're disappointed in our relationships. And that can be because we've lost somebody specific or we don't have somebody in a specific role. It can be because we don't have enough friends. It can be because we're disappointed in the friends or the close relationships we have. So it has very little to do with being alone or being talked to. The strongest connection that I found between loneliness and any factor was between loneliness and insecurity. I think churches are in a particularly good position to deal with insecurity. If you are a church leader and you're looking at your church, if you can have a picture of the relationships in it and kind of see who's connected to all kinds of people, who's important to others and who reciprocate that, and then who has one or two friends, who just knows the pastor, who just comes late and leaves early. Many people who are lonely are embarrassed about it. There's no shame in it. And we know that because, the Bible has all these examples of people who experience deep loneliness. The good news is churches already have baked in some things that are very good for loneliness. Believe it or not, singing together, saying things out loud together have been shown to build a sense of solidarity. I would also say there are some things that we can do to foster high quality relationships, such as meeting in person, such as helping people make friends. Programs aren't going to do that. Apps aren't going to do that, but they're not the worst jumping off point. If you think the church is meant to address poverty in its community, and so you're having clothing drives or filling backpacks for kids, just to make sure that as you're doing that, the people who are involved in serving in that way also get together as a team. In general, if you're looking at people in life transitions, they're more likely to be lonely. That's for your new graduates. That's for adults who are just married. That's for people with new babies. That's for people with new jobs. That's for people entering your church. If the church doesn't make an effort around loneliness, what you're going to see is that you won't get to keep the people who are coming now. And you won't bring in new people. As we think about the stakes of loneliness, I think we need to be thinking a lot about the physical problems people are going through, the social problems we're experiencing, the problem of the church losing people that we want to know Christ, that we want to be well incorporated and serving each other. When the church does well with that, it kind of becomes a magnet. The people who are on the outside come in. You also see the pressure lifted from the pastor. So I think the churches can explicitly teach these skills. But at the end of the day, it's about love. When you have a church full of friendships, then what you have is people cooperating and serving together and using their gifts in a really useful way. It is contagious. Loneliness is contagious, but unloneliness can be contagious too. As a military spouse, I missed a lot of those very lonely early days as a young adult because I was not a young adult when I married into the military. Now the fact is it's a lonely lifestyle. And I think we, to some extent, need to make our peace with that. There are some factors that all of us share, and one of them is that our spouses are gone for long periods of time, and sometimes unpredictably. And we have to work through that, and we have to help our children work through that. Some studies have found that mothers with children have a higher rate of loneliness than even young adults fresh out of college. But when you're a military spouse with kids, you might feel especially isolated. I would say a few of the things that I found to be very helpful are to say yes to people when they invite you. And this is a skill set that a lot of people in the military have, is to very quickly invite people to things, make friends. Think in terms of not just having a long lead up to whether you like somebody, but having that short ramp to inviting people over, interacting with people on a regular basis. Kind of act like you're friends before you're friends. A lot of my closest friends are on the other side of the world right now. They might not be in 2 years. I might be in 2 years. But we leave voice messages, which are a lot better than text messages for hearing somebody's voice and what they're going through. But I would say, just know that you need to hold on to people. If your only important relationship, if your only confidant is your spouse and he or she is getting deployed, you're going to be really lonely. But if you're in contact with cousins or siblings or friends from high school or friends from college, those things will really help you weather the ups and downs of not having your people around you.